Hey guys, I'm Sarah. I've been a bullet journaler for many years and just wanted to start sharing my experiences here on YouTube by sharing my bullet journal from the fall 2018 semester. I don't have a bullet journal from this past semester because I had just gotten back from Germany and I'm graduating and things have been crazy, but I want to give you a preview of what my most recent journal was like. This is a notebook that I picked up last time I was visiting Salem, Massachusetts. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend it. There's a lot of rich colonial architecture and history. I picked this up while I was at a shop called Witch City Wicks, but I'm pretty sure you can also find it online. It's by a brand called Cognitive Surplus. But yeah, this really caught my eye being a STEM major, and let's get right into it. First up, I have my index pages where I record what's on each page of my bullet journal. Then I have my year at a glance, just to give a nice overview. Next, I have my class schedule pages. The way I organized this was I had one side for class and one side for work. So this is the class side. I have a color blocked timetable and I have an empty work box for any time I know I'm going to be at work. I just thought it would be a little less overwhelming, especially when it came to making the key to have the class and work schedules separate. So each class has a different color and they're outlined in the key with their rooms, unless it's my psych class, which was online. On the other side, I have my work schedule with a similar format. I have different colors for different responsibilities that I have at work, such as attending lectures, office hours, and training sessions. So yeah, every responsibility has its own color just because that's how my brain works, but it was really nice to have my entire schedule together but also separated at the same time. Now, moving on to the other side, we have the start of my class pages. So I made a page in my bullet journal for each class pretty much based on the syllabus. It outlines when and where the class is, the professor and their email, when their office hours are, how the grading scale works, and then I have all of the lectures by date and topic, a little notes section, and then a quizzes box, an exam box, where and when the final exam will be taking place, and whether or not it's cumulative. So I did this for each class in organic chemistry, biology of drugs. Some of the formatting is different, like this class had a teaching assistant, so I put down their information there, but the formatting is mostly consistent. And then for my choir class, I had a page that was slightly different. I had my voice part, the events we're performing at, and our repertoire. Then I had my capstone class and then my online class where I kept track of things like discussion boards. But yeah, that's about it for those. Then over there, I have my expenses page. So I put the different payments I needed to make each month and then checked them off along the way. I got a little lazy in January because I forgot my journal when I went to Berlin, but it's fine. Then I have my first weekly spread. I was super excited about this. I really loved this first weekly spread that I made, and I kept it pretty much throughout this entire bullet journal. I have a small habit tracker that I adapted over time, a quote, some doodles along the top, and an assignment section with upcoming due dates or things I need to be working on. Then I have a gratitude box, and I also like to keep the moon phases on here just so I can keep track of what's going on up there. I try to do a little bit of meal prepping in here, but in the future I'll probably make separate pages for that. Next, I have some dailies. I like to keep those pretty simple. I'll probably experiment with some new things when I start my new bullet journal, but yeah, I've usually kept my dailies pretty minimalistic most of the time. I also have this assignment tracker that I made. I'm sure I found it on the internet but can't remember where at this point. I have the date that I received the assignment, what it is, when it's due, and whether it's done. This is the first monthly I did for September, so I have a big calendar layout with a different colored marking system that correlates to the events in my important date section. Can you tell? I really like color coding. I also kept a section for notes throughout the month. Here's another weekly spread that I did. It didn't change a whole lot, but I kept the quote or positive affirmation at the top. I also like to change the weekly color. More dailies. Here's another week, new color, new quote. I changed the assignment section to notes because of the assignment tracker. Oh, we had a hurricane last fall, so I had a mini hurricane prep section here. Ooh, and here's a quote I used because I finally got into an a cappella group I'd been auditioning for since freshman year. More dailies, more weeklies. Ah, and another assignment tracker. They fill up really fast actually. But yeah, I just kept going with the general format, slightly switching it up each week. This was really efficient for me because I didn't have a whole lot of time to experiment with new things because of being busy with school and work. I'm really excited to start my new post-grad bullet journal, which is going to be interesting because a lot of my bullet journal spreads were inspired by the fact that I'm a student. But if you guys are interested in the student spreads, I can definitely remake some of the pages you saw in here or some new ones if you would like to see that. Alright, so we are nearing the end here. This is my last weekly spread before I went off to study abroad, and that's it. I really enjoyed sharing my fall journal with you all, and I can't wait to show you the journal that I start in the very near future.